I'm an easy laugh. I saw a license plate that just said, hello. And there was like too many vowels. And I was driving. I was like, hello.
But you're also just cracking your own self up. That's what's funny.
Always.
Yeah. Who else in your family is a comedian? Where'd you learn it from?
My mother was really funny. My mother was a very, very funny woman. One of my favorite stories about, like, with me and my mom that we laughed really hard was, I didn't do clubs in school. I did drama later because a friend brought me, but I was like, where do you sign up for a club? Like, also, do you want to stay here? I want to go home and eat mashed potatoes. So my sister was in like honor society or something, and my mom and I picked her up from the club, the meeting or whatever. And there was another black minivan in front of us, and she started going into that one. And I was like, wait, should we tell her? And my mom was like, no. And we watched my sister fully get into another minivan. And we were like cackling. That's hilarious. Like laughing so hard. She was just funny like that. Like she was just like, oh, this is going to be funny.
Let's endanger my child. This is hilarious. I love it though.
When did you decide that you were going to try stand-up?
So I had gotten myself 30 grand in debt in less than a year because credit cards are a thing that nobody really explains to you. Okay. I was like, buy now, pay later. And then nobody's like, well, if you're not paying more than the minimum, you're just going to really get a lot of debt. And everyone was giving me a credit card. I had a Macy's card. I had a Hello Kitty credit card.
Ooh, Hello Kitty.
I started getting those like terrible APR cards that are like, here's $500. And I was like, maxing that out too. So then I was like, well, how do I get money? So then I got married for money.
Married? Mm-hmm. You got married for money?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, he paid me. He got a visa. It didn't end well.
Oh, God.
So then I got divorced. And instead of paying my bills, I took an improv class.
Smart.
I said, I'm going to use this money for something not tangible.
What do they say?
You invested in yourself.
Give a man a fish and he'll eat. Teach a man a fish and he'll live forever. Some shit like that. Yeah. And that's what you did.
In hindsight, I was like, that was one of the smartest decisions I've ever made. And then I started doing improv and I really loved it. And then got a show called Girl Code on MTV. And my manager at the time was like, oh, so colleges want you to come do stand-up. And I was like, I could do improv. And he was like, no, they want you to do stand-up. And I was like, well, I don't really do stand-up. And he was like, figure it out. You're leaving money on the table. And I was like, well, I do like money. So then he was like, just like frame your characters into stand-up bits. And I was like, okay. And then the first show I did at Rutgers University, I was obligated to do like 40 minutes. My friend Emily Heller, who's a very funny stand-up and writer, she was there with me and I was like, you close, you do it. And she was like, no, these people are here to see you. And I was like, but I don't know how to do it. I was like, well, you sit right in the front and then I could just like ask you how much time I'm doing. And she was like, yes. So she sat in the front. She's like my little guardian angel. Aww. And I think I did like the 40 minutes. And then I learned, I was like, oh, I have grace because these people know me from TV. So they're going to laugh at most of the things I say. So then I would, in LA, do shows for people who didn't know me and bomb. So then I was like bombing during the week, killing on the weekends, bombing during the, and then I was like, okay, we got to like figure this out.
Strength training.
Kind of. It was like really wild. Yeah. And I don't know anyone else who's had to like learn how to do stand up that way, but I think I'm better for it because I've like really learned how to write a joke, and hopefully people who don't know me when they see me are like, oh, she is funny.
Where did you grow up? Because your tonality and enunciation and
that laugh
is just, I'm going to keep it 100. You grew up around white people, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, me and my sister graduated with like maybe 5 other black kids in our class. I grew up in Middletown, New Jersey. But yeah, there was one other black family in our like whole development, and she was a teacher at the school. There's only one black teacher in my elementary school.
Me too.
I don't think there was one in my middle school or high school. Maybe we had a gym teacher. No, 2 gym teachers in high school. But yeah, I grew up around a lot of whites.
I grew up, my elementary school only had 1 black teacher. And then my middle school had 2 black teachers and a security guard. And I was always friends with Mr. Gibson. Love it. But I grew up with a lot of white people. Yes. Does that change your brain chemistry in any way, do you think?
Maybe. So I went to church in Long Branch, New Jersey, which is pretty black. I don't know if it still is. So the kids there would be like, you sound white. And I'd be like, what does that even mean? And then, you know, you start code switching, and then you're like, I sound the way I sound, but then I'm trying to sound blacker. And then as I grew up, I was like, I just sound like me. I have ADHD. I cannot focus on trying to sound a certain type of way for certain different people. And then as I've grown up and done like shows and shit, I've met so many other Black women who grew up the same way as me and sound like me. And they're like, I'm glad that you are you, and I'm glad that you're so visible because I feel very represented. And I'm like, there we go.
You just had to be famous.
Yeah, I just had to really work hard and get famous and
to find your other people.
To find my people.
There you go.
So sad. But it's true. I love you. I think you're absolutely hilarious and all the things that you do.
I love you.
I love you.
And I love you.
Thank
Ham
you.
hock.
Whiz.
So funny.
Thank you.
She does a good job.
She was telling us earlier, for you guys, just in case you didn't catch that she thought that Tea Time with Tiffany Haddish and the ham hock was really funny. And I was like, cool. It's my claim to fame.
Blew me away.
Yeah. I have you laughing in your house by yourself.
Truly, yes. I'll say it to my dog. Ham hock.
Oh my God.
It really gets me.
The dog.
I feel like we should get a dog and name it Ham Hock. That's cute.
You should. You absolutely should.
So do you have a dick on your ear, or is that just me?
Imagine if I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's a hammer. I mean, it is a weird thing. It is a dick on my ear. It's Vivian Westwood.
You really have a dick on your ear.
Keep the things you love close to your heart. But I found it, and I thought it was so funny.
I've seen a lot of dicks in the wild. It's like
our karma. It's weird.
I will go out into the world, and without fail, I will see a homeless man's dick.
Oh.
It's crazy.
In a friendly way?
No. The worst one was I was getting off the freeway. I'm waiting to make a left-hand turn, and a homeless man comes up to the car, walks by. I'm like, no, I don't have anything, right? Comes back. I'm like, no, I don't have anything. Then as the light is about to change, he literally takes his pants off and slaps his dick up against like a squirrel, like a flying dead squirrel. He just slapped it into my driver's window, and I was like, oh my God, like, what did I do? I'm sorry, I don't have anything. And just pushing his dick. It was so aggressive. Dicks in the wild all the time.
That
is
incredible. That's so wild.
Dicks in the wild.
I'm speechless.
Yeah. I don't know what the karma is. I don't know what it is, and it's gotten bad.
I was once approached by a man on the street to do porn. I was like 21 at the time. I was in New York. I was walking to Lame Giant, where I worked.
I used to shop there.
Listen,
honey,
it's tough.
It is tough.
It was tough for a minute because it was Lame Bryant, Ashley Stewart, and the Avenue, and that was all you could shop at. Oh, and Torrid appeared.
Oh, Torrid, yeah.
And
that was after.
Like,
you're right.
Yeah, and we were like, oh my God, something different, hot topic for the fads. But I was walking to Lame Giant. And this man was like, you were so beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And he's like, I want you to be a model. And I was like, okay. And he gave me a business card. I still have it. And it said Busty Baby Dolls. And then I looked it up and I was like, this man wants me to do porn.
Wow.
Oh
you make bank.
I didn't follow up.
That's kind of a huge compliment. I think that if somebody came up to me and was like, here, I want you to be in porn versus like, here, I want you to be a real model, I'd be like,
porn. You want to watch me fuck? That's nice.
Yes. And you want to see me like fully naked.
Yeah, naked. And you think I'm busty.
Yeah.
That was back in the day when I was wearing a padded bra and sometimes I'd wear two.
Oh, so he thought you had like D's instead of B's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it. You
were
misleading.
So you didn't go to porn, you just went to Netflix.
Yeah. I went to...
You went to baking.
Yeah, instead of porn, I went straight to Netflix.
Just like that.
Yeah, and that's how easy it is. Just say no to porn, and then you will end up on a big streamer. Yeah. It's crazy.
Nicole.
Yes.
Would you do the honor of putting your hand in this teapot and telling us what we're talking about today on Tea Time?
Hair.
So let's talk about hair, you guys. What do we think about it? I have a beard.
I think that no matter what color you are, you should be able to wear braids and any other styles that anybody else's hair.
She's going right in.
I'm just keeping it 100. I don't think it's fair that we are blocking people from choosing designs that they want on their hair.
Okay. Here's the thing. Yes, we should all be able to wear our hair the way we want to, but like when a workplace says braids are not professional,
unacceptable,
then it's like, okay, well, why? And then it's like, I feel like it's like once it's like widely accepted and everyone's fine with braids and dreads and stuff, then I'm like, okay, great, we can all wear it. But like when it's still like stigmatized, I'm like, well, I don't know.
I'm going to go back and forth with you on that one because Vikings, Chinese, Mongolians.
But were they doing box braids?
No, they were doing cornrows.
Yeah, I think
there's a difference.
Yeah.
And I agree with you that companies should not prevent a certain hairstyle.
That was going to be my question. So when places of business are saying braids are considered unprofessional, are they referring specifically to like a box braid?
Cornrows, box braids, dreads. I mean, it's code for black hairstyles.
Right. Okay. So then if a white woman came in and just had like a fishtail braid,
that's professional.
That's fine.
That's fine.
But even though that's a braid.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, that's super fucked up. I don't have anything to say.
Yes, it is.
That's just super
You're
fucked
like,
up.
I hate that. That's bad.
I do. It is really
That's
shitty.
really
And I don't know
shitty.
where I'm trying to go with it other than I had braids in my hair. Not like a white girl braid, but like braids, and got a lot of shit for it.
What kind of braids did you have?
They were so cute. There was 1, 2, 3,
It was 3
4,
braids.
and it was just down, and people were like, ah. And it's like, that's also not fair.
I think people wouldn't get mad if they weren't stigmatized. Like,
Yeah.
It's true.
sometimes runways will send down like cornrows or whatever, and they're like, oh my God. Like when Kim Kardashian had braids and they're like boxer braids, and it's like, they're cornrows.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we trying to like reinvent a thing I think that's what people are getting mad at. Or at least that's what I get annoyed at, sometimes.
Remember Bo Derek, though? She had those braids. They would braid your hair all the time when you go to the Bahamas.
That was like
They
Bahama
would.
braids.
You know
They
what
would.
I mean? It's like, I don't know. I understand it when it's stigmatized and when the person who grew up with braids then is not allowed to move forward in a society. I also don't know if it's fair for other people to condemn other people for wearing that. Everyone should get condemned for wearing it in the business setting if that's the case. But in your private life, in your normal world, like, I don't care what kind of hair you have, as long as you don't say that you invented it, because no one invented it. It's a universal way of saving hair. There has been many, many years worth of it, and I just feel like, stop it. Just stop.
I agree.
sad.
I mean, wear your hair how you want to. I don't really have an issue with it. I think my issue is just when it's stigmatized and people are like, well, why not? And I'm like, well, white lady, if you have box braids, are you advocating for like, are you in the workplace being like, well, since I'm allowed to have them, this girl can have them or whatever.
Exactly.
I think it's, I don't know. Like the whole appropriation thing for me is a very weird line.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
It only goes to the white people, because when black girls bleach their hair,
yeah.
it don't go down.
Yeah, but I also
But
understand.
I think, ooh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think that just like with white people, it's annoying if you are, for real, like if you're a black woman who can't wear your hair the way that you want to, but then you could have a white woman who can wear her hair all the ways she wants to. I'd be pissed at the white woman too.
I think that's what it is, because it's like black women bleach their hair, they wear, Indian hair and the weaves or whatever, but I feel like that's like because we've had to assimilate into the culture. So when that argument's like, well, black people do things that white people do, it's like, yeah, because we have to like fit in. I don't know. It's like a really like nuanced conversation. I think
Super
that
nuanced.
is.
But there's
it's also though like white people are really annoying. Period. Especially when I think it comes to the hair conversation. Like I remember watching all of these TikTok girls who had like fine, thin hair talking about this specific hair oil, and they were all buying it and then using it, and they were like, oh, I don't know, it's really heavy, it makes my hair so oily. I'm like, of course it does. It's not made for your hair. It is made for somebody who has thick hair. And it doesn't mean a black woman with thick hair. Like another woman with thick hair could probably use it and have a better result, but it is not made for a girl with straight, thin, fine blonde hair. So stop buying it and then shitting on it. It's irritating. And then black women who like really want the product couldn't get the product because all these annoying white girls were buying it, and then being like, it's not good.
all right, on to electrolysis.
Yeah.
I love this hard stance. I hate white women on TikTok. I hate them. The oil is not for them.
Okay, so I have fine hair, but I have really frizzy hair. And growing up, I had very thick hair, and I'm losing it and whatever. It's so sad and triggering.
Do you do Rogaine?
Yeah, so minoxidil gives me heart palpitations.
Oh.
And it sucks because that would have been a nice thing. It's okay.
You know what? This is funny that I'm like, hey, have you
Try
looked
this.
into it?
I've literally like looked into everything, including
yeah.
doing PRP,
What's
which
that?
they drew my blood, spun it, took the platelet-rich plasma and then injected it into my scalp. It was very painful. She knows.
What about, again, this is a person who's like, hey, off the top of my head, what about hair transplants?
I want to do that for my eyebrows.
Yeah, she said let's go to Turkey and do it.
I want to go to Turkey and get a BBL.
Oh, we guys, let's group trip.
Let's go to Turkey.
God, I heard it's like quite an intense recovery.
I know. And then you have to fly back on your knees.
Shut up.
You've never seen the videos of the girls flying back from wherever getting BBLs, and they all are kneeling on the plane seats because you can't sit on your butt. So they sit for takeoff on a pillow, and then once they're in the air, they have to be on their knees.
Oh it's my God, I love this. We're going to have to go to Turkey just to witness it.
So I'd be flying back bald in a thing. You'd be flying back with new eyebrows growing in, and you'll be flying back on your knees.
I'd have to kneel.
Okay,
yay,
let's
Turkey!
go. No
I
doubt
want to talk
about it.
about the armpit hair. I haven't shaved my armpit hair in at least 3 years.
Mine is long and wispy. My shaving is chaotic. I shave it every now and again. And I was once on vacation with a friend and I announced, I was like, look, I shaved all of my armpit hair. And she was like, you didn't. There's still so much there. Did you run a hand over it and thought that there was no hair? And I was like, I guess not. I guess I just finished and was like, got it all. And then my pussy hair, that's also pretty chaotic.
Yeah,
it's like,
me too.
I've shaved the parts where like a mouth goes.
That's
just
respectful.
Enough to fit it. Yeah, just enough so that nobody can worry about it. Just right there.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Everything else,
the inners.
Good luck.
Then you have to go, do you shave on the inside, your inner labia?
This is a lot.
Yes. I do the inner labia, the outer labia, and then my little taint. And
Yeah.
my butt. I didn't realize I had so much butt hair until like one day I was like, do I? I was like, oh my God, I do.
Yeah, it's like a thing.
It's wild.
And then if we really want to dive into it, do I even want to say it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I get an occasional nipple hair.
I get a nipple hair all the time.
I don't know. It's just like not sexy.
No, but sometimes it's funny. It'll be so long and I'm like, oh, how did I miss you?
For
I'm
so
like, oh
long.
my God. I like radio.
You know what I think every time though? I'm like, this is like men,
Mm-hmm.
chest hair. I'm like, this is like the female being like, me too a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah, just a
me
bit,
as well.
just one hair. Like I can grow hair too.
I stopped shaving a lot because I get a lot of blackheads.
Oh.
Especially in those little
like
sensitive
ingrowns?
areas. The ingrowns are not okay.
They're not
They're not
good.
okay. No.
And they're wild. I had an ingrown hair on my chin, and I was like, is this a pimple? And I was like, what? And then, like, it fell out. It was like, the doof. And I was like, oh, it's like big, thick, and black.
Yeah.
Just like me.
No.
Oh my God, I love you.
Oh.
Yay, the toast!
The toast.
We toasted.
Toast. Okay, you guys have left some comments in the comment section regarding who you want us to toast to. Thank you. So excited. Keep doing it. And here we have one. Just Lilo, 14, is asking us today to toast to all the working moms who are out there getting it done, doing the things. I kind of butchered it, but thank you, Lilo.
You know what? Let's toast to all the moms that are out there doing the thing.
Let's toast to all the moms out there.
To all the moms.
To all the working moms out there doing the thing.
There's so many different kinds of moms. I'm gonna just dive into it.
Riff on the moms.
There's so many different kinds of moms. There are the moms that go to work in an office and come home. There's some of the moms that go to work at the home and then, don't find time to
go to the office.
There's moms out there that are no longer moms of younger kids but have become mentors to young adults and know how to make that transition. There are moms out there that are learning from their kids and becoming better humans because of them. There are moms out there that are no longer with their kids because they gave a selfless act of making sure that child has a better home. Those are still mothers. We have mothers out there that are fighting for the rights of humans all over the world. We have mothers out there that are trying to be president of the United States. We have mothers out there that are fighting on the front lines in war. Like
we do.
My mom's dead.
Shit. You real?
Uh-huh.
Hey, Mom. We have moms out there.
We have moms.
Wait, that would be insane. If I said my mom's dead and you went, really? And I went, no, just having a good time. But I actually was like, wow, these moms are doing a lot. My mom's lazy as hell.
Oh, no. But there are some mothers that are still mothers, even though their physical body is not here on this planet. Yeah. So, yes, thank you to all the mothers that have been there for their children, been there for other people's children, and been there for society in general.
Yeah, and cheers to the moms who do our hair. Because the topic was hair.
No, I got it. It was just the way you said it. And cheers to the moms who do hair.
I was also thinking about the time when I was 5 years old in kindergarten, and I was given a permission slip that the teacher said, take this home and have your mom sign it. And I raised my hand, and the teacher said, yes, Miranda. And I said, well, what do you do if your mom is dead? And they called my mom, and they said, we think Miranda has some issues.
I don't think that's an issue. I think you were like, well, what happens if you don't have a mom? That's a good question.
Yeah, but then I told them my mom was dead.
Oh, well.
And she wasn't.
Oh,
which is,
okay.
Yeah. But I wanted her to die because she had just given birth to my sister, and she had stopped paying attention to me. So I was like angry.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, hello, I still exist.
Thanks for watching Tea Time.
And cheers to that. Wes, good luck with that one. Wes.
Wes.
Yes.
Wes.